Happy and healthy altitudes to you. Hello, I'm Gary Gianetti, and I'm coming to you from Healthy Altitudes, Colorado.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Matt Morano and I'm coming at you from Your Peak Mind in sunny North Carolina.
And today we want to talk to you a little bit about normalcy. We've got Dr. Matt here, and we want to talk about how everything is going to get back to normal. We're going through some crazy times right now with coronavirus, and everyone gets stressed out. There's changes, but everything will get back to normal, right, Matt? Right, Dr. Matt? What do you think?
Well, here's the thing, Gary. I'm glad you brought it up just like that, because it's really easy to put the coronavirus and the current challenges that we have into a box and think about things in terms of, oh, once we're over this, we're back to normal, whatever that means. I don't know about you, Gary, but I don't think I've ever been normal.
That's right.
Back to normal may not mean much. And we were talking about this earlier to those who weren't watching this at the time. Gary and I were actually talking about the idea that, it's not just about corona. It's not just about what's happening in the world right this second. It's also about what we're facing in our lives. An athlete could trip and break a toe and have normal be broken for them. Someone could lose a job and all of a sudden their lives are in upheaval. Someone could have a divorce happen or any of those things, and their normal is now thrown up into upheaval. So the question becomes, what do we do to maintain that level of what is normal for ourselves? It's easy to think about things in terms of normal as in, things will be better soon and that sort of thing. And I think the reality is if we have our own ability to consider every moment just a moment, this is a moment in time, then we can think about this in terms of being our best selves at any given time, whether we're facing the pandemic, or we're facing a job loss, or we're facing an injury, or we're facing I've gained 10 pounds, or I've lost 10 pounds, or whatever the case may be, or my kid isn't getting the right grades in school, or anything along those lines. We're constantly being barraged with things that are challenges. I mean, all you have to do when at any given time is turn the news on, and you'll see some challenges out there in the world. So this far transcends what is going on with coronavirus, even though currently it does look like the biggest shark in the water that we have to be fighting. So when we think about it, that's where I think about normalcy. What do you think about that, Gary?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And I think that normal is different for everybody. And I see this sometimes when I'm coaching folks and they lose weight. An example is when they lose weight, they find, oh man, my clothes don't fit me. I had a client, his name was Bob, and he came in one day and he had different clothes on. I said, Bob, those things are so out of style, man. Those aren't even normal. Those clothes are old. He's like, well, I went shopping at the bargain basement, and these were clothes I used to wear. I said, well, but they're not in style anymore. We gotta have a new normal, right? You can go out, enjoy your time, right? Go buy treat yourself to some new clothes. Be proud of the fact that there's a new normal, and that new normal for you is looking good, feeling good, being happier, having nice new clothes. So you have to kind of find that new normal. And I think that that's what we all can do during this time, is try to find what is the new normal now, what is going to be your new normal, and how can you be better through all of this? What did you learn? Are there any techniques that you might use in psychology that helps people kind of think about ways to really focus on the present, to focus on the present of where they are and maybe what they want to do?
Absolutely. Actually, you just said it, Gary. And by the way, what you just described about that man's wardrobe is probably my wardrobe, so I'm not letting that go. My kids always remind me of that. But anyway.
I got this green shirt, so it's all good. I mean, you don't have to have style.
You're styling, for sure. Anyway, when you think about techniques as far as dealing with the present time, and you even said the phrase a few seconds ago, at this time. And like you said before, this is about thinking about it from a long-term perspective and not just during Corona. So not thinking in terms of there's a normal, there's a period of time that there's no challenge. I mean, think back to your lives right now. We've all had challenges in our lives, and think back, go over however many years you've been alive and think about a time when everything was just fine. Nothing else was going on. You weren't hungry. You didn't have to sleep a little bit more. You weren't in an argument with somebody else. Everything, you had enough money. You were looking good. All those. Think about a time when that happened. I bet you if I gave you the next 24 hours, you'd have a hard time coming up with a time nothing was going on for you. Because as humans, everything is always going on. There's rarely a time when we're just totally at ease and relaxed, because that's not typically our nature. So you might even argue that our normal is just moving along and living our lives, whatever that happens to mean. So my best technique suggestion for you and for all of our viewers is to think about our normal as this is just our life right now. It's just the way it is. And the way it is right now is what's our biggest threat. Is it sleep? Is it nutrition? Is it exercise? Is it keeping a positive attitude? And to me, the best way to do that is to think about your lives right now two ways. One of them is here and now. I want you to really let that phrase sink into your minds a little bit.
Yeah.
Wherever you're seated, look around. Feel your butt in your chair. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel where you are. Are you okay right this moment? Just in this very second, are you okay? Is life okay for you? Do you have enough air? Do you have enough food? Do you have enough money? Do you have enough whatever? Right in this very moment. That's here. That's here now. Don't think about the past. Don't think about, oh man, if only I had, fill in the blank. But think about the here and now, and think about the fact that you're safe. And so one suggestion I would make to you in addition to doing that is keep a regular schedule. Keep a regular schedule for whatever you normally do. If you're currently out of work because you just lost your job due to corona, or just for whatever reason, keep a typical schedule for yourself. Wake up at a usual time. You could bump it up to 8:30 if it was normally 8, or bump it to 9 if it was normally 30 or whatever. But wake up at a normal time. Do what you normally would do. Take a shower if that's what you typically do. Don't spend the day in your pajamas. There was a meme going on across the internet a little while ago that talked about having your day pajamas versus your night pajamas. And I can relate to that. I can really relate to that. So think about things that you could do to keep your life delineated between this is where I was and this is where I'm going to be, and just be. Be where you are. Take your shower. Put on clean clothes. Make yourself a new dinner, or eat some leftovers that were there, because this is part of your life right now, and it's perfectly okay. And take a moment during your day to take stock. Are you okay in this moment? Is everything okay? And even say to yourself a couple times, have some repetition in there. At this moment, I'm okay. And say that. I know it sounds a little woo-hoo or woo-woo, but you've got to think about this in terms of rewriting the script that's in the back of your head that says something is going on right now that I'm not okay with. And you don't have a lot of control, which of course jacks up the anxiety. You don't want that. You want to say to yourself instead a new script which says, at this moment, right this second, here and now, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of suggestions there.
That's great. I think that's really a really positive message. I think it is, we talked a little bit about, I think in a different one of our videos, this isn't just about coronavirus. It is something that you want to do for your life. And that's kind of what I always believe. These changes can be going on. The normal is that there's always changes, right? That's the constant. The constant is that there's always change. Not to be too cliche, but that is what humans can adapt to. That's why we're so cool as humans, because we can do that very well. I love the concept of focusing on just the here and now, because that's also important, because you might be having a good experience right now or a bad experience, but still focusing on that and how you can make it better is great. And I think always focusing on what you can do in the future with what you learned from the here and now. And I think that's also pretty cool too. We're really lucky to have that. And there's a lot there. I think you had a lot of really great points, and I hope that people can heed that and appreciate the here and now, and appreciate the time that they get to have with their family, and what the normal is in the present time, whether it's doing your yard projects, or finding the time to enjoy what you're doing right now, or whether you're doing something you don't normally get to do, right? Wow, today I cleaned my fridge, top to bottom. I've been meaning to do that for weeks. Finally, I got to do that, and I actually enjoyed it because I felt so much better when I was done. So focusing on those tasks that you might not normally even enjoy, but now you can do them with a different kind of mindset because you're enjoying that here and now moment. So great points. Really appreciate that. And I hope that we can get people to listen to some more fun talks we have here. Follow our YouTube channel and join us on Facebook as well. We'll keep these videos going. Thanks, Dr. Matt.
Thank you, Gary. Nice to talk with all of you. Hope to see you again.
See you soon.